Sometimes meetings get a bad rap. In reality, though, we shouldn't be upset with the meeting. We should be upset with the way in which the meeting is scheduled and managed. In reality is you launch a meeting with no agenda, you're likely going to execute or have no accountability inside of that meeting. So it's very important that we structure those meetings appropriately. And I want to show you three things that you can do once you're in that meeting to help get it back on track and really convert discussion or conversations into completed actions. So inside of a Zoom meeting, you have the ability to turn on AI Companion down here. So when I click on that, it opens up this side panel. And you can see I have the ability to be able to click on one of these quick hit prompts like what topics have been discussed. Now, this is not one of the three things I'm going to show you, but it's a really great feature to be able to understand sort of what's happening in the meeting, get a nice summary of it, and get what you want, what you need really in the format that you want it in. This is a nice quick summary, high level, and I can go a little bit deeper on any one of these items by just simply asking to get more info, or I can just ask or prompt AI Companion to do some of the work for me. So in this case, I'll say provide a summary of each of the ideas that we discussed, not just a summary of what we talked about, but just extract out those ideas because this was really an ideation session. And we want to start thinking about how do we convert some of these ideas into action. Now, one of the great things that you can do right here inside of this side panel now is just click on these three dots and I can send this message to chat. So let's say after the meeting we want to share these ideas. I can just click on send to chat and then I can type in here the name of the chat channel and hit send. And now if I jump over to that conversation, you'll see that that list of ideas that we came up with in that meeting has been easily shared with everybody else in this chat channel. Now, in addition to that, I have the ability to go deeper in one of these line items. Now, I can click on the three dots and create a task, but it's going to create a task for all of these items. So let's just highlight one of these, and I can select it and right click on it. And when I do, I get that same option to create a task. Now, in this case, now it's just the single QR code. It's one of the things that I'm expected to research. And I can create a due date for myself. I can come in and add attachments. I can change the status or the priority. Let's put it as a high priority. And then I can add collaborators here. So in the event that maybe Amelia and I are going to work on this together, I can do that. And once I create that document or create that task, I can go into my task tab, which is at the top here, and you'll see that I have a task in here that was created for Amelia and I to have a QR code system for easy signups, right? So now I can continue to use AI Companion here. I can create a document to come start working on this, start a chat channel, compose an email. And these are all ways I can leverage AI to take the conversation and move it forward to completion. Now, the last thing I want to show you here is the ability to be able to ultimately create a document and continue the conversation. So what I've done now is asked AI Companion to create a list of things, but let's maybe go a little bit deeper. So the QR code is a good example of one of the action items that I have to create. So help me create a detailed research analysis on how we can use a QR code for easy signups for the grand opening, right? Now, right inside the meeting, maybe while other individuals are talking about topics that are not relevant to me, I can begin to start using AI to do the back end research on some of these action items and start the process of getting work to move forward. Now, I could read through this and right there in the meeting, or I can just leverage the content. I don't have to worry about copying and pasting this anymore because I can click the three dots and I can click Create Doc. And then all of that side panel output comes right inside of this doc. And once I create that doc, you'll see it takes me over and I can just simply rename it. And I have that entire AI output. Now, what I want to do though is continue to use AI right there in this document. So let's say create a 6-week project plan to ensure we are complete before the grand opening. All right, include all details that need to be completed for this topic, right? And ultimately, AI Companion gets to work of building me a week-by-week project plan of everything that I need to do in order to be able to get this QR code creation and then available prior to the launch. I can keep that information, I can evolve that information from there. And then, of course, I now have access to a document that I can share with other individuals within my team. And that could be individuals or it could be the chat channel that I mentioned earlier. And we'll just share that document and we'll make everyone an editor and I can notify them right there in chat. This is the doc research for QR code, right? And once I send that, I can go back into the chat and you can see that document has in fact been shared right there in our chat channel. And all of this is happening right while we're still inside that meeting. And this is particularly valuable for anybody that has back-to-back meetings that runs from one meeting to the next. You don't necessarily have to risk dropping the ball on any of these action items if we can effectively use AI inside that meeting and then to begin to start shifting it from conversation in the meeting to completion outside of that meeting.